top 10 irrefutable social media innovations. Is this going to be social engineering? It is. Is this going to be us getting better from video to video? As I take notes, because one of us is going to take more notes than the other people that we're coming into contact with. When the notes improve us, we now aced number one, which is hacking our LinkedIn practice as a underemployed jobapreneur, as a unemployed intrapreneur, as a person who's using 7 minutes of this video to turn into gold, solid gold shavings, LinkedIn. When you use LinkedIn to socially engineer, this is how I would do it. This is financial advice. Monogamy. What does dating only one person apply to LinkedIn for? It's using LinkedIn for one purpose, perhaps with one individual, but right now, problem, LinkedIn. It's the sluttiest app. Problem, LinkedIn. It's people that have never done business together pretending to be connected in business so that way they can connect to your connections. No, I don't want you connecting to my fake connections. I want you to realize on LinkedIn, there's only one connection. Social engineering. It's what if the social engineering were finally to be done by the engineering majors? What if financial engineering were finally accomplished with engineers doing the unearthing, with engineers doing the financial engineering? What if in our conversations about social engineering, getting towards understanding how psychology and psychological dynamics mesh one person on YouTube to another person on LinkedIn? Dominic Rula says, hi, am I pronouncing your name correctly? Or are you a robot not able to answer questions? During your timeout, tell me. During your timeout, tell me, did I pronounce your name correctly? It's a robot test, kind of like social engineering, which is this. Real person to real person connection. Teja Gapada, hey, am I pronouncing that correctly? Am I pronouncing that correctly? Robot to human, human to humans. After your timeout, let me know if I pronounced it correctly or if I caught a robot. We're talking about top 10 innovations that are completely irrefutable. Yeah, it was a test. Did I pass? Because I was testing myself to see if you're real. And now that you're real, we can proceed with number one. LinkedIn. Is LinkedIn having a problem where our fake connections are publicized and then you and I connect to third-degree connections that are fake? Did I just describe LinkedIn? Did I just post on LinkedIn? I just post to make people happy. Hey, thank you. And also come back if you're not a robot, because can you post something that we talked about so that way we can make each other happy Let me know after your timeout. Sports fan, we're incredibly sporty right now because we're going to not sports bet, we're going to socially bet and socially engineer a bet. How? Why? By fixing LinkedIn, which is a ginormous dumpster fire, and connecting human to human. Because Dominic's a human, Speedy JR, what's up? If you're not a robot, comment something that you heard that the AI machine could not have done, because robots go video to video spewing generic shiitake, asking non sequitur questions. We're fixing YouTube Live also during top 10 irrefutable social media innovations. Let's get you more ROI for these top 10 tips than all of your time allocation into YouTube for 2025. Yes, all of November, all of October, all of September, all of August. All of it. Number 2, money for number 2. Have you ever had a person show you how to make money without money? You haven't, because every YouTube influencer has got useless shit to sell you that they read from a book. Could I just sell you this video in an ebook? No. Could I have compiled a book to then sell to you for $175? No. Because you don't buy books because you don't use books. Sports fan, how are you doing today? I'm not a robot. Oh, you are, because you won't answer the question that I asked, which I will re-ask, but in a moment. We're going with a 15-second timeout for you. Since YouTube does not have that as an option, we're going to give you 10 seconds. This is a 60. Sports fan, comment something sequential sequitur versus generic robotic. No more NPCs. No more robots. We're going human to human. This Homo sapiens bank account of treasure to your Homo sapiens bank account treasure. Oh, we're talking about money now? Money for LinkedIn. Money for YouTube. How? This is going to be point number 33. Money via propagation. In Silicon Valley, a basil plant costs $5.80. We're going to propagate this video into 5 basil plants for $15 each. You buy a basil plant for under $10, and each basil plant propagates. We're propagating these ideas human to human. We're doing top 10 tips for irrefutable social media problems, social media strategies to solve problems. Sports fan, not that I know what this shit, because I'm in 8th grade. Does that make you underaged? It does. Come back when you're not violating YouTube terms of service, or if you are violating it, maybe shut the front door and not talk about how you're violating something, and just maybe listen quietly. Oh my God, That's not even on the chart of top 10 irrefutable social. Good job, Drew. That's number 33. You don't become the basil plant, you propagate a basil plant. This is you watching a YouTube video on basil plant propagation and then propagating it. Why? And how does it fit, Larry, into the top 10 irrefutable social media innovations? You see, it's massively innovative for you to do something. Which is direct from the Leverage Finance Conference, DJ'd into, am I a basil plant? Which is, can you get better video to video? Have you ever financially benefited $6 for the 6,000 hours or 600 hours of YouTube watch time? In your playlist, you've got a history. You never delve into it because you're always something new, always something new, always something new. When you're always something new, always something new, always something new, your brain breaks because you're feeding into the ADD. This is the solution. This is point number 2, money for video number 1 or video number 2, which is basil plant propagation. Do you see how I'm helping you make money on some random other person's YouTube, which is how to propagate a basil plant? Let's say you don't cook. I don't care. Let's say you hate basil. Why are you broken? Let's say you are saying, Larry, just move on to the next point. I've heard that your videos are amazing. I'm bored with this basil thing. Easy, easy, which is you propagating one basil plant. How? By watching a video and now taking notes on, hey, I'm going to get better at YouTube by number 2, which is get better bank account status. Get a improved, inflated Cash App. Because you're taking a single-digit dollar basil plant and propagating it. And then when you propagate it, you're going to take one set of $6 and you're going to make $10 per plant. In fact, this is financial advice. Document your number 2 point. What is point number 2, Larry? I'm lost. I just got here. It's to make $10 propagating one basil plant. This is financial advice. If you use social media to document, hey, this is how I took a video, not even on Larry Chang's channel, to propagate and replicate and paste copy one basil plant. So if you don't know how a basil plant works, you splice off one of the arms. It doesn't get hurt, it's a basil plant. You pull off a couple of the leaves and then you stick it in water. Where the leaf grew out of, now if it's submerged underwater, it'll grow a root. These roots then get stuck in dirt. And I don't know if you know how plants work, but when a root takes root, now the basil plant grows. That's how you eat vegetables, but you don't eat vegetables, so you kind of don't understand how stuff grows. This is propagating one basil plant. This is financial advice. You sell one propagated basil plant to me for 10 bucks. Is this a financial scheme? Yeah, it's called micro farming. Did I just make that up? Yeah, because we're doing social engineering. What is this video? What am I doing? This is top 10 irrefutable social media innovations. Why? Because the majority of us don't take notes. The majority of us are trying to get people to do shiitake that slows other people down. I could write it down for you, but then I would get better. What we're going to do after your timeout, excel at social engineering. No robots. You see, after the timeout, what's going to happen is you'll come back better. What is better? It's being a human, listening, and not being default robot, default NPC. Let's finish the basil. You propagate the basil plant, you repot it into dirt, because not in theory, in theorem, when the basil takes root, you stick it in some high quality dirt, now the basil plant grows. When the basil plant has grown to a size of the $6 basil plant that you purchased, you've taken one basil plant and sold one of them for $10 to Larry Chang. After you come out of your timeout, good job, you're going to comment something of something that you heard to prove to me that you're a listening human versus new video to video, new video to video. Number 3, the attention economy. Your attention is acting as if you are a robot. Your attention is barely better than a robot that does video to video. Your attention span is broken. This is us unbreaking it. Your attention to these words connect to a positive comment, which shows that you're listening, not just looking at the pictures, not just looking at visually, not connecting. So there's 3 types of learning for attention: auditory, visual, and kinesthetic. All of these modes help your brain focus, because when people get tossed out into timeout, do they come back better or do they get demoralized? I won't argue that, but I'm trying, I swear. Good job. And now you're amazing, and now you have a shot to be amazing. Attention. Your focus and deviating from that focus is their ad dollars. Your focus and losing your focus is their psychological operation. Your focus now is on something that if you don't write down, you're going to lose, which is a 1% solution. Where I'm not saying by the end of this video, you're going to be single digit dollar better. I'm saying you're at zero. Where are you at zero at? I'm not talking about your bank account, which hopefully will be at zero because I'm gonna guess that you're negative, which is okay, which is for $0 by the end of this video. Amazing. You're zero in that you've never benefited from one YouTube video. You're zero in that you've never documented, hey, I learned this, thank you, in an email, larry@duck9.com or lawrence.chang@gmail. What you're leaving zero on also is this video feels different, does it not? This video is not brain rot of watch me do something because, oh my God, I looked at other people's YouTube lives. It was all watch passively. It was all zeros where you're going to want your 60 minutes back after watching a person putt golf balls or pet a puppy, which is why Hassan has a dog in the background. A zero for watching a person crash out. Zero for some kind of social engineering shock video. 000. What this video is helping you focus and then get 1% better, which is why the ratio of this video feels different. What is my goal in working this hard, not selling you shit all? What is my goal for coming up with probably some of the most prepared content that is valued at $800 to $5,000? And remember, when a Chinese guy is telling you it's worth $800, honestly, it's worth 10K. But that's gonna jar your brain to be like, what? Is this really that valuable? Oh yeah, Google me. I've done some unbelievable things. 1, solo founder of the Uber API. 2, helping Waze win South by Southwest, which is launching an app at a music festival. Launching a book at a fashion show. So I'm pretty good at engineering. I have an engineering degree, and because I felt like a fraud because I'm so good at engineering, I went ahead and restudied engineering. Did you get a master's or a PhD? Well, sort of. I thought to go get a undergrad engineering to view it as a repetition. Why repeat engineering? It's just like practicing hitting a baseball, fielding ground balls, or shooting a NBA three-pointer. Good job, Anthony. Good job. Let's get better video to video. What are you talking about here today? Welcome. This is what I'm talking about. We are talking about the attention economy. Your focus is their ad dollars. Losing your focus is their psychological operation. Our focus here is to get 1% better per week because Anthony Henriquez has watched more than 10 videos. Or this realistic goal, which is we're finally going to get 1% better. Perfectly on cue, top 10 irrefutable social media innovations. Number 4, YouTube audience. Goal, get 1% better. When I say 1% better, do you think, no, I'm going to stay at 0%? Or do you think 1% is too low? Because if you think that 1% is too low, that you want to double, that's a problem. You see, people who want to get you to think that you're thinking will promise 2x or 10x. London has chimed in. Hey, to prove that you're not a robot, okay, to prove that you're not a robot, tell me that you've heard something that tell me what you've heard after your timeout for 90 seconds. Tell me something that you've heard. Why? 1% solution is only applicable to humans that understand the American language. Welcome to the United States. Welcome to the United States. You're meeting America's number one American. Why am I boldly claiming that I'm the number one American? Because we're only talking to humans today, human to human, person to person. Number 4, what is your YouTube 1% solution? Any bit correct. What we're gonna now do, Pusherman, is you're going to go from your level to hero. Dare I say 0 to hero? Dare I say negative 15K to $0 en route to $600,000? Because the 1% solution has a lie associated to it, and that is this. People on YouTube who are YouTube content creators with content that goes viral, all of the content is W, where you've been a moderately okay person wasting time on YouTube. All of a sudden, you're going to be this guru, or worse, you're faking it till you make it by doing content, even though you've got no deliverables. Not going to take down fake content creators because I get it. But this is build in public. This is build in an email accountability, 1% better. Asking yourself, what is my 1% improvement? Where's the beef? Number 5. I know, my hands are ginormous. Where's the beef is an ad campaign because the cheeseburger had no meat. The beef here is, where's the meat of this content? The meat of the content is you putting pen to paper. The meat of this content is asking deliciously amazing questions such as, what if this video got turned into a book? That would be a book called Top 10 Irrefutable Social Media Innovations. Because this is newly organized content that I believe to be worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars that you get for $0. This video will not be archived. You have to write it down by hand. Computer programming, computer science. There are tests within computer programming, computer engineering, computer science that force the test takers at schools to not use a computer. Think about that. A computer engineering test where you're forced to use only pen and paper for a computer engineering exam. Why did the professor do this? Because using AI to solve your problems is in and of itself a ginormous problem. This is point number 5. Where's the beef? The beef, the content, is in the paper. Number 6, Web 12. Did I just come up with some bullshit? Yeah, July 11. It was a joke. But am I about funny stuff that's bullshit, that's just shit and funny? Or did I care enough about your journey to take literally shit comments, shit homo Hail Marys, shit spam, shit comments from robots, no more, because we're doing a shit assembly, which is a shit joke of Web 12, July 11. The reason it's crappy is it sounds like it's just a joke because it's hilarious. Here's the joke, 100% is true. Here's the comedy, it's 100.0% true. Here it is. Web 12. It's Web 1 and Web 2. What's Web 2? That's social media. What's Web 1? It's a web page. The reason Web 12 is hilarious is it's also Web 5, Web 5, Web 2. What's Web 5? That's Bitcoin. What's Web 5? It's, you can't stop it, you can only hope to contain it. Can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. That's Web 12. Can't stop, won't stop, Changstop. That's July 11. If you're confused about point number 6, it's because you have no paper, no map, and no hope. But here's where we're mapping hope like we're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and you've got the best dungeon master ever, which is what I am. I'm a dungeon master. You're a dungeon player. This is how Dungeons and Dragons works. I tell you there's a monster, and I'm mentoring you how to defeat it. This monster is trying to kill your brain by psychologically operating against it. Your only hope, Obi-Wan Kenobi, is if you receive this message. That's a Star Wars joke, which is, help yourself, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're a gay retard. Help yourself, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're about to make some mistakes. The Oriental Cowboy is going to help you with a Jedi in Business Administration, Web 12. You see, all of that was Web 12 because all of it was hilarious and all of it was true. True, your sexual mistake was due to a violation of your rear. Your Web 12 is Web 5, Web 5, Web 2, which is Bitcoin becoming programmable sort of value. Bitcoin cryptocurrency becoming a unit of account. This, Web 12, is a methodology of exchange. Unit of account, store of value, method of exchange. This is Web 5. Instead of coming to this event with saying hola because you're a robot, Nyla, tell me what you've learned in a prior video after your timeout. Thank you for the hat observation. Good job paying attention. We're on number 6, Web 12. Can you ever get to the point, please? Good job. So Web 12 is us listening to something and then writing it down on paper. Does that make sense? So it's good that you were potentially listening, but I'm assuming that you're listening. So after your timeout, if you're not a robot just saying negative shit, which I'm so gullible because I thought that you're listening, prove to me that you're listening, Web 12. It's a two-way street. Wait a minute, Larry, this is a monologue. How is this two ways? Show me that it's a two-way street where show me that you have gleaned something from one of the 6 points. Because what we're talking about are top 10 irrefutable social media signals. If you get put in timeout, are you going to come back better? Or are you going to just drop in and say, hello, how are you? What we're doing is top 10 irrefutable social media innovations. And what we're testing for is, hey, are you a robot? Because human to human, we're getting better with Web 12. Monologue into dialogue. When you're reading a book, people get bored. Why? Because it's a monologue. It's just the author giving you written words on dead trees. Speed learning, speed money making, speed networking, which is a social media innovation, which is why this room, this live feed feels different. Why? Because I'm forcing a two-way. I'm forcing you to have your first dialogue, because I can tell that you've got dialogue going on in your brain, which are low socioeconomic questions, low socioeconomic mindset, low socio default robot. Good job. Good job taking notes. That's good alpha. Now you're thinking. And acting, which is Web 12 in continuation, get to the point. The point is with Web 12 is for each video that you watch, can you publish one web page? Boom! I just made you $800. I just made you $800. Where's the $800 coming from? Here's where it is. Problem. There are so many YouTube viewers who never do shit all with the YouTube video that they watched. Is that describing a personal circumstance? Solution. What if you were to write a 12-sentence video report? That's Web 12. 12 sentences, 2 pictures, 1 focus. Tell me if you've ever done this before. I'm not spying on you. Have you ever taken a screenshot of a video going, oh my God, that was really valuable, this is really important, I'm gonna take a screenshot. And then you take, let's say 10 screenshots a month, and you never look at them, ever. This is your brain on Web 2.0. Remember, Web 2.0 is from 2009, 2008, 2007, 2006. It's from 20 years ago, basically. Web 12 is from July 11, 2025. Because what you're doing with Web 12 is you're doing Web 1, Web 2. I'm not spying on you. Your videos. The reason you don't have any videos is you're kind of shy to produce. And this is not a video about making you do a video. This is top 10 social engineering content in order for you to write one video report, emailing it to me, or writing it into a notebook. That's Web 12. Can you realize that you used to have a dream? The dream of, I'm gonna write a best-selling book, or I'm gonna write a book, it's gonna get published. The 1% solution to that is, what happened to that dream? the economy got kind of shitty and your brain turned to mush and you're eating food purchased from a restaurant that also tastes like mush. It's all going to hell. It's all getting mushy shitty. What am I doing here? I'm taking mushy fake food, fake content, and being the most real that you've ever seen. Trust me, I know you got impressed when I took off my cowboy hat because you thought I was bald. Why are you worrying about my hair, my sexual proclivities or orientation? Because I'm now starting to date Asian girls, and oh my God, it's like dating your sister. Or wondering about how big and nice my penis is, because LinkedIn is the app I use for dating. Why? Because women are no longer having the confidence to ask, hey, what do you do for work? What do you do for work? Do you have 2 to 3 or 1 odd job and a side hustle? Because paying rent at $2,800 a month in Miami gets to be expensive? Or are you going to use Web 12 to self-fund Miami rent? Let's get into Web 12. Did you just say what I thought you said? Avoiding bankruptcy. What if you lived in Miami rent-free? That would be very Web 12. Why am I laughing? I'm laughing because this shit is so easy. Because you have a supercomputer in your pocket. You have a supercomputer in your pocket, okay? And that supercomputer is attached to AI. Is this still Web 12? Oh yeah. Why don't you ask AI twice a day, hey, how does Larry live rent-free in multiple cities? Hey, AI, how would I live in one city, the most expensive, best one in the world, Miami? That's financial advice. How would I live there rent-free? Because last time I checked, it's $4,000 for a 1-bedroom. This is how. If you don't do it, you don't do it. What am I talking about? 90 days before you spend $4,000 on a 1-bedroom, you ask yourself, how would Larry Chang live in this 1-bedroom for $0? And you publish content where you ask questions that are empowering, and then you get those questions answered. Ask, answer, ask, answer. This is how most people watch YouTube. Oh, I see you. You're a fraud. What? I have literally over 4,000 videos. All of them are worth $50,000, but as low as $300. There are no videos that are $0 videos. There's no brain rot videos. Even the one where I'm dancing and giving a girl a lap dance, that's to show you business model. That's not just for entertainment only. That's ditto the Jeremy Lin press conference video with Kobe Bryant. But how can I tell if my ideas are money mushy for YouTube? Will the writing help me see? I think you just answered your own question. I think you just answered your question. Because you're stuck at 0, but how can I tell if my ideas are mushy for YouTube? Will the writing help me see? This is social media 1-to-1, perfectly on cue. This is social money, point number 7. I swear it was lucky or we're in tune. Do you see how now this is a two-way conversation? Let's explain what social 1-to-1 is with 1-to-1 money. Because it answers your question, how do I tell if my ideas are mushy? You see, social money is Web 12, where can you take a shitty book, a great book, you think it's shitty, that's a business book, and tell me what that is? Because that is step one, is you identify shit around you. That's a question, which is, what business book do you own that you have not read? That's the answer to your question. How can I tell if my ideas are mushy for YouTube? Will the writing help me? It's writing and reading, and that's Web 12. That's also one-to-one money. If you're new to my channel or confused here, shut the front door, turn off the other TV, no second screen, or if this is your second screen, no, don't make me in your side screen. Don't make me the side bitch, I'm the primary bitch. So, Pusherman, tell me a business book that you own on Kindle or audiobook that you never open or haven't benefited from. That's the answer to your question. Since you're paralyzed or on a third screen, that's fine. Number 8, comedy. That was hilarious to me on 10 levels. Why is comedy important in top 10 social media innovations? Because I got sucked into the Joseph Stalin Hitler lover because there's a comedic clip. I'm new, to be honest. What book would you suggest? So I would suggest that you write down your questions and email them to yourself or me. Maybe you've never connected to a stranger, which is also step 2. Identify a book that you already own. And the fact that you've never purchased a business book before means you don't think that a book works. So don't buy a book. Treat this like it's a book. What's this book titled? I gave you the book title of this book because you buying a book to not read, like you're a book virgin, which most people are. This is why I'm the vagina whisperer if you've Googled me, which is, this is how I talk to women, and women are like, oh my God, you're amazing. It also helps that I'm 6'5". What we're doing here is making a book. We're not just going to warehouse another book that you buy that you also don't read because last year you read no book. I'm not spying on you. I'm not a fortune teller. I am. We're making your fortune using comedy. Point number 8. Number 9, oh my God, perfectly on cue, offline BFF. I don't even know why I looked at my notes. It's just kind of a crutch because I like reading. Offline BFF. You should email me the questions and answers. You should email me because you've never had an offline best friend forever. Are we going to be best friends? No, but I'll be your best friend because I got you from the level that you're at in doing a turnaround. What turnaround are we doing? Because this dialogue is currently dying, which is, I asked you a question. What is the name of this book? Because the name of this book is also the name of this video. Because this video is not yet a book. I'm not turning it into a book. AI can turn it into a book. Oh, but Larry, I can't find your book anywhere because you don't want to find it. This is what I'm talking about. What they don't teach you at Stanford Business School, what they will never teach you at Stanford Business School, What they still don't teach you at Stanford Business School. Larry, your book's a New York Times bestseller. I'm confused about the 3 order. I can't find the book. It's sold out on Amazon. If you can't use ML, machine learning, how are you even able to function? Let's socially engineer not giving you access to a $140 book that you could buy for 20 bucks, which is what they don't teach you at Stanford Business School. What they don't teach you at Harvard Business School, what they still don't teach you at Harvard Business School, what they will never teach you at Harvard Business School. Inverted. That's how the sequels connect. Chapters 1 through 14. Oh, but Larry, you're a fraud because I can't buy the paper book. What? What? You got caught baiting into saying something that was low soc, because I gave you chapters 1 through 14 right here on Chad Hurley and Steve Chen's website. What website is that? YouTube. How long have I been doing social engineering where I want to meet people who are positive, have a father, male figure in their life, and have a trajectory to be a blonde billionaire? I am the vagina whisperer. I will take you in your blonde abundance thinking, and you will be a big B, not boss babe. We're talking about billionaire. Why? Because social engineering is so straightforward. Can you leave a voicemail message until you get a job? It turns out most people can't. They just go to Indeed, they fail 5 times, and they're like, oh, all the jobs on Indeed are fake. Do you see how you can't answer the question that I asked? I'll ask it a 3rd time, which is, what's the title of this video? And also, why are you watching as a non-subscriber, non-liker? And I know I don't need you to do either of those things, but you not doing those things shows that you are wanting to stay in the loser's bracket, which is why I do these videos, so that way I can be in the front lines to understand, hey, how are people paying attention? Pretty well. You guys are paying pretty good attention. 2, what is the feedback that I get from people? How does low socioeconomic language and thinking and mental map to a game that they didn't ever play, which is chess, video games, or video game design, or Dungeons and Dragons? So when you say it's a lot to take in, you're not seeing that it's a simple question. Because the simple question is, are you a robot? And some people are a robot. Come back better if you're not a robot. Come back better, giving you a full 60-second timeout. Where it's a simple question, which is, what is the name of this video? If you're new, welcome. The name of this video is Top 10 Irrefutable Social Engineering Strategies. We're on your first one, which is strangers. There are continents where business is only done with relatives. There are regions, the Middle East, where people only have sex with people in their family, which is why certain countries and certain continents pop out retarded people, because first cousins should not have sex nor get married. Did sisters marry brothers in America because that's what they did from their continent? Yes. Larry, do these jokes have any point? Oh yeah, they have a huge point, which is Can you learn from a stranger? What strategies have your people set up to take a person that you don't know and turn them into a business partner? What methodologies do you have for hiring and doing high trust work? This is why I run the Caucasian economy, the white person economy, which is I understand trust and how to do business in trustless environments and how to foster a universal ledger that you cannot cheat. Am I being mentored right now by Nick Szabo? Yes. Is Nick Szabo a friend? Yes. What is this Nick Szabo stuff? Strangers. Can you do business with a stranger on YouTube? Can you meet a stranger and get value from a person who is not your immediate family? I'm not going to make fun of an ethnicity, which is the dad takes off, you're raised by a mother, and now you don't trust men because there is no positive male figure in your life. This is stranger danger, but this is not stranger danger. The danger is in not being able to learn from a stranger. This is why homosexuality tells you this lie. I can say this because I'm a lesbian. My pronouns are she, they, she, they, he, she. This is the truth. The lie that homosexuality tells you is that your origin story is not accurate. Strangers. When you have a violation, your stranger danger becomes ubiquitous and it infests your brain with breaking your brain. Ideally, strangers. In Africa, they only employ your relatives. In Africa, the whole continent shuts down when you have to deal with a stranger. Are these obvious truths? Yeah. Look at delegations of diplomats. If you can't hire somebody based on an algorithm for whether or not I trust this stranger, you have default stranger danger, which is understandable and hilarious. Hilarious and understandable, which is white people economy, which is Web 5, doing business with strangers. Is this Web 5? Yeah. Did this get complicated in a hurry? No, don't view it as complicated. Just view it as taking, oh, this is what it is. Simplified. It's mentorship, superstar mentor, cohort mentor, junior mentor, or default mentor. Or if you're homo, perp mentor, who by default mentors you even after their boo-boo. Number 11 in, I know, this video is amazing. Number 11 in top 10 social engineering. Prove me that you're not an NPC. Right now, it's default robot behavior. Once you see that you're arguing with robots, your life will be better. This is why I go video to video with so much enthusiasm, because I am default alive and vulnerable and talking about number 12, playlists. Every social media platform encourages curation. Yet every social media platform has playlists and curated lists dying on the vine. If there's one benefit that you're getting from this video, it would be this. Playlists. Do one. Do a 2-video playlist and then put pen to paper. The biggest why? Because right now you're letting the algorithm curate your playlist for you. There are questions that are posed. Why are you watching this without liking yourself? That's okay, because this is a two-way street. This is a two-way conversation. This is bullet point number 13. Getting better video to video, two-way street, two-way conversation, two-way video interaction. Because what we're doing here is, I went to a break. A bathroom break. Oh, we're back. 650-283-8008. After the non-timeout, text me so that way I know that you're a human. What we're doing here is having a two-way conversation, which is us becoming real friends in the real world. Why? Because number 14, questions. The questions that you've asked up until now do what? They propel you towards a solution, a 1% improvement. Aiden, what's up? How are you? Pinning your greeting, answer this question, which is, are you a robot? What have you heard? Or are you going from live stream to live stream in order to do your robot activities? That's a question. Number 15, quality of questions. Why is quality of questions amazing? The reason quality of questions is amazing is this.
When we begin to ask better questions, our AI now has a chance to answer better questions. With the supercomputer that we have in our pocket, we should be getting much better results than we're currently getting. Number 16, Web 0, media, a book. In the comments. Do you notice how some people get stuck in timeout and some people literally do come back better after a timeout? Web 0. So the reason that Web 0 is important is, can you benefit from offline media, which is a book? That's Web 0. And Web 12 is Web 1, Web 2 with money. Web 5 is something I coined in addition to Web 4, Web 3. So when a person coins a phrase, that's significant. Why is that significant? Because you're the person who first said Web 3. Web 0 is also write a letter that the United States Postal Service does. The purpose of this live is to go over top 10 social media engineering innovations. We're on number 17, deliciously enough. Send a text message is, I don't know, Web 1.5. Send a email is basically Web 0, Web 1. I'm happy that you're curious, and thank you for coming back terrific after the timeout. The timeout is meant to drive you towards listening and proving that you're not a robot. So after this hopefully last time out, you're going to come back and comment what you heard to writing something out. So that way it's a test to see if you're listening, because all the things that you said could be applicable to any video, no listening required. This is not robot to robot. This is human to human only. And now you get it. Now you get it, which is why you get my phone number, 650-283-8008. Because don't make the mistake of moderating other people, but you want to benefit from other people, but then also propel yourself forward. Write a letter is number 17. So the reason that this number 17 is more value than all the other YouTube videos you've ever watched. This is why. Because you've never written a letter to financially benefit yourself. Why is a letter Web 12? Because you're watching a video that then you say, wow, number 17 of the top 10 social engineering strategies, number 17 is write a letter. Have you heard that health club memberships are impossible to cancel? You have, right? The only way to cancel is by a letter, writing a United States Postal Service delivered letter. I think postage is 74 cents. Doesn't matter. You'll figure it out. Writing a letter is enforceable by law. You might throw away all of your mail. You might. You probably do. A business in America is required to address and respond to every letter. Problem. Have you heard that Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, credit bureaus, they make money brokering negative information? And he's back. I'm happy that you're complimenting me, but I also am going to need you to tell me something of specific value after your timeout. Do you see how much it hurts me? Do you see? Because I don't remember you. I kind of remember you from 3 months ago, but this hurts me more than it hurts you, because I lose your message. Because I lose it. But bullet traders come back specifically and 10 times more awesome. Number 17, write a letter. Bullet traders, for you, it'd be like, hello, send me a text message with that ebullient, effervescent compliment. 650-283-8008. Are we on fire right now? We are. Write a letter. You see, with write a letter, it's us hacking the legal system in the same way that top 10 strategies is a strategy where number 17 is write a letter. What we're doing is experience changing in Equifax. If we wrote a letter, our credit would get better. That's financial advice. Victoria's Secret. Hashtag PO Box 16589. Do you see how Web 12 is? Do you see how Web 12 is a two-way conversation where you can throw away your mail? That's legal. Sometimes when people have credit card debt, it's just a burden where they don't even want to see what they owe. Ginormous mistake, which is what I'll sniff out with women, which is, hey, how often do you open your mail? Females that have bad credit and have credit card debt, they never open their mail. Is that indicative of how likely she is to get a divorce should we get married? Yes. That's why if you can't keep your head above water during, right now, pretty good times, how are you going to handle it when the economy hits the shitter, which, it's gonna be the shit of shitters. This is not a doom video. This is us getting better, 1% better, no matter the circumstance. Which is social media your hardcore porn? Because when we were talking about women who never open their mail, let's talk about a certain gender that derives so much ego boost from opening their Instagram. That would be this gender. Because if your social media is your porn, your brain is going to be stuck on corn. Is social media your hardcore deviant porn? Bullet traders never came back, but good news is we snuffed out a robot. This is awesome. This is absolutely awesome. Why? Because dead internet theory. Oh, well, tell us what, good job coming back after the timeout. Tell us what value you've received, and tell us also this. If if this were a book, would you be able to sell it for $80? And have you done anything that is Web 12? Because both those answers should be a slam dunk for Bumble. Oh my God. Number 19. Bullet traders, did we just become best friends forever? Number 19, Bumble. Can you get involved in Bumble? I recommend no, but I also recommend yes. This is why I'm torn. This is why I'm torn. I'm torn because there is a $6 risk for you buying one share of Bumble. You're very funny, LJ, and you're gonna need to prove that you're not a robot. This is how. This is how. Send me one email to larry@duck9.com. If you're not very good at emailing, eek. Text me. Do so politely with respect. 650-283-8008. 650-283-8008. Bullet traders, my Bumble best friend here on YouTube. Bumble like a bumblebee, not Bumble the app, which is risking $6 on one share of Bumble, knowing that it might go to $0, but now we're in the same boat together. I was able to purchase a domain I have multiple offers on. I believe it's worth 6 figures. All of that is from watching your videos. I suck at negotiating. What do you recommend I get a lawyer? Email or text me the domain name. Why? Because I believe you, but I also wonder, 1, what is your real name? Are you a robot? 2, will you improve and promote the domain before you sell the domain? 3, if it's truly, I heard it, I got better, and promoting it, this true truth should occur after you text me 650-283-8008, which is this. If your domain is as valuable as what you say it is, 6 figures, I'm gonna call bullshit. But when you say 6 figures, kind of like 6-pack or 666, I'm thinking that's a Caucasian or a white person saying 6 figures. What I'm going to think is it's maximum 70K. But if you publish 20 web pages for your squatted domain, that now would be middle 6 figures, which when I say middle 6 figures, I mean 3 mil, not just 700K. Get it? Because I'm lying low. But since you bought the domain after we talked, then the domain became 6 figures, which is 80K, right? Because you're overstating it, aka also lying. Under is also lying. Am I being tough on you? No, because I'm being vigilant in trying to get you, because I'm massively gullible, to middle 6 figures by throwing 8 new web pages per week on that squatted domain. Oh, look, his cute little hat. Are you a robot? You might be a robot. Larry, I want to say that I really enjoy your streams. Yeah, listen, robot, okay? Text me or email me
Text me or email me, or you're a robot that's just doing robot comments. Putting you into a timeout. This hurts me much more than it hurts you. In fact, you probably want to be in timeout. The reason I'm putting you in timeout is so that way you come back better via text messaging, because you've seen so many of these videos already. This is not a watch one video, get sucked into a vortex. It's called, is social media your hardcore porn? That's number 18. Bumble, did we just become Bumble best friends, Bullet Trader? You're gonna need to text me, or I'm not calling bullshit on any of it, but you're gonna need to text me because I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. The reason I don't believe you is I'm really good at reading, and you're trying to sell me a truth where I'm not buying it. All right, I won't compliment that. Jesus, sorry. I'm sorry for thinking that you're a robot. So after this last time out, good job. Good job. Gonna pin your message. Good job. Dale, after this last time out, you're gonna come back better. Why? Because you're gonna respond to something that we're talking about. Sam, what's up, Samantha? Pretending to be a man, pretending to be a woman. He probably was lying. Bullet Traders was lying about the domain. God, no, that's not true. I still believe him. My phone is ready to receive text messages, Bullet Trader. Let's go. 20, WordPress. Oh my God. It's like this script was written in the future. Hey Larry, I want to thank you for having amazing videos. I watch blah, blah, blah. It's amazing. And then the ability to improve at entrepreneurship, I can sell a domain for X amount of money. See, what we're doing here is WordPress value adding to our 6-figure domain. How? If the Solana Foundation, fake buyer, real buyer, were really gonna buy it, they're really gonna pay you middle 6 figures when you turn your website name into a WordPress website. Oh my God, number 20. Why is slapping WordPress gonna take you from 6 figures, which is 70K, right? Because you think 70K is 100K, because it's not. It's 70K, it's 5 figures. But 6 figures sounded better, I get it. What you now get is going from 6 figures, AKA 100K, to 600K. How? By publishing 8 new web pages to that domain per ex-girlfriend just sauntered by with her dog. Not a coincidence when you're walking by my building, sauntering your dog. Don't shit where you eat. Also, don't bang women in cities that you have a house in, because stalker alert. Sam, yeah, I hope you're having a good day. Why don't you expand on a prior, because what does that mean? Shipping WordPress on it. I've had bad ears, I think it was right. Oh, good job. I was just about to yell at you for pay attention.
but you are paying attention. Number 20, WordPress. Ship a web page is Web 12, which is, can you just publish one web page? Because most people can't. When you squat on a domain for 6 figures, and also it's text message me, it's not call me, because hello, I'm on a call right now. I'm on a YouTube live call. Get it? Get it? What in the world are you doing to telephone call? What are you, a boomer? What are you, retarded? What are you, gay and retarded? No, Larry, I prayed my gay away thanks to you praying my gay away. Yeah, but it won't have any value, or how do you give it value? My God. This is Web 12. This is making shit better. Do you remember when you couldn't wrap your head around hashtag 26 days of OpenAI ducking BK? Because that should have been your greeting. Let me repeat that. Your greeting should not have been whatever your greeting was. Text, 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 you retard, text. Text. I'm on the phone right now doing YouTube Live. Can you text? This is what dealing with random strangers is. This is also strangers, which is number 11, number 10. Number 10 is strangers. The reason that one continent in particular sucks, okay, which would be Africa, the reason it sucks is everyone's messed up because they can't do business with strangers, whereas Caucasian economies is different because it's rule of law. Oh my God, this video is genius. This video is genius. So your greeting, Samantha, your greeting should have been hashtag 26 days of OpenAI ducking bankruptcy. That should have been your greeting for social engineering and comedy. That should have been your greeting. Woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda. That's a different storm in a different port. Let me do my own CRM. Duck D's, you're welcome. Tell me a hashtag that I've said. Good job. Good job, bullet traders. Good job, bullet traders. Also, F- for telephone calling, but this is what we're doing. This video just got amazing. So, in the comment and into text, because I'm not going to be taking notes, because my hands are full. My hands are full of Tom Brady right now. Plus, we got to get to church. Domain, Solana, I'm happy that we're gonna make you middle 6 figures. Fuck you, you're welcome. Pay me $0 on it. I can't believe your shit's actually real. So, text me what the domain is. 2, this shit's real. I knew it was real. Well, actually, I was doubtful because you said 6 figures. I'm actually still doubtful because I don't know your domain. Web 12. We're going to add 8 pages to your squat. Because remember, you said what you said. Can you repost what you said with the compliment? Because I deleted it because I put you in timeout. 26 days of OpenAI ducking BK. There's no space between those things, but it's BK. And you want to take that and you want to never ever fucking forget it. In fact, bullets, bullshit, ducking bullets, trading bullets, firing bullets, bullets. That's one of your web pages, is hashtag 26 days of OpenAI ducking BK under your domain. Why? Because right now your domain is nothing for nobody. It's just a squat. Instead of just squatting, we're doing Web 12 and we're trying to have it go from 6 figures to middle 6 figures. Because when you say 6 figures, most people, when they say, oh yeah, I make 6 figures, they make 80K. Oh, we're rounding up. Or when a female is like, yeah, I want a guy that makes 6 figures, which they never say anymore because they just assume 8 figures. But I'm like, well, what do you think about guys who don't make 6 figures? And then she'll be like, oh, that's a requirement, meow, meow, meow. And then I'll math test her to get her vagina wet because I'm trying to reject her. This is what I say. Did we just become Bumble best friends? WordPress this into a web page. I ask her this. What percentage of women are going to make 6 figures total before they turn 30? Mic drop. Mic drop. Mic drop. Who's watching and not liking? What's going on, Heather? How are you? What we're doing is we're connecting human to human, and I want to make sure that you're a human able to listen versus just watch. That's why I put you in timeout. So, are you going to come back better? I hope you come over and over again back. Did that just get sexual? No. Coming again and again makes you a repeat comer. I consent to this monologue being funny because we're doing 21, Web 12. This script, I'm not even making this script up because this script is perfectly timed. Why? Because number 21 is solving your Solana domain squat bullet traders, which is, Heather, are you back from your timeout? Larry, I'm coming back better. I need to get paper and blue marker. You also need to send me a text message because you're a robot. You are a robot. There's no way you can be this slow. There's no way. There's no way. And also, that's not good. Biohacking leveraged finance, avoiding bankruptcy. Biohacking, leveraged finance. Do you like my Deutsche Bank? Do you like my Deutsche Bank lanyard? Leveraged finance, ducking bankruptcy. Because today is day 9 of the 26 days of OpenAI ducking BK. Web 12, that's where you email, publish, post your first email. Where are you going to publish it at? Scary enough for me, Duck9, where you email Larry at Duck9 this email. Heather, are you fake? Sashimi, are you a robot? Welcome. Welcome. Good to hang out with you. Putting you in timeout. Prove to me you're not a robot. Can you listen to what I'm talking about and come back from timeout better? How to prove you're not a robot? Tell me something that you heard and then tell me what you're going to do about what you heard. Web 12, number 21. You're publishing to Duck9, scary, where you email me 12 sentences, 2 pictures, and 1 focus. Heather, no vagina shots. Your dog looks like he works construction and absolutely hates it. What? My dog doesn't have an opposable thumb yet. How's he gonna be able to pick up the forklift, right? He doesn't have a thumb yet. But guess what? When dogs get a thumb, we're fucked. Number 22, social engineering, top 10 tips. Number 22, journal. Will you begin to journal? Will you send email? Do you see how easy this is? This is web 0. Send me an email, send me a text, publish a web page. This is some genius, basic shiitake conjured and connected into something incredibly valuable. We're breaking through barriers, ramming through our barriers. We're using stuffed animals to journal our effort. Feel free to screenshot, which is us realizing that starfish are to be saved if starfish wash upon the beach. Colette, welcome back. Welcome back. Are you a robot? Because you got put into robot timeout. Thank you for jumping into your 6th video. Thank you for that. But we're going to test to see if you're a robot. Here's the test. What did you hear versus spouting off some non sequitur comment? Thank you for revisiting this as a subscriber, because there's no way you can come to that many of my YouTube lives with your little crush not being a subscriber. Is this video amazing? Because we're talking about social engineering improving at Web 2. Social media, seeing a problem, solving a problem. What problems have we seen? Oh, plenty. Problem 1, robot. Dead internet theory is where robots are talking to robots. I think if you've been in this room for 5 minutes, you'll see this video became more real than any video you've ever seen. Problem, you don't have a YouTube log. Admirable, admirable. I'm happy that you heard a song and that you're gonna repeat it till you learn it. What you're also gonna do is show to people that you're not a robot. Putting you in a 3rd timeout, don't let that lubricate your juices. A YouTube log. This is a YouTube log while I'm dropping hilarious jokes, putting hot girls into timeout as we log your Freudian slips, which is number 24. You slipped with a Jewish psychologist who wanted to impart deviant homosexuality onto the masses, refuted 100 different ways. Is this Larry Chang being greater than Sigmund Freud? Yeah, let's hope so. Why? Because $MSTR, $STRC, $STRD, $STRK, $STRF, back to $MSTR. You see, a certain ethnicity got caught doing financial engineering. Guess who's in charge now of the reverse engineering, the financial engineering? That would be number 25, social media is my VC. Where, what if the financial engineering were no longer done by a certain ethnicity with a conspiracy theory, the Great Awakening? Is this us doing engineering and financial engineering and reverse financial engineering as an engineering major? Yeah, absolutely. I'm not putting my favorites in timeout. I'm testing robot, and the robot test is easy to pass, which is, yo, thanks for coming back. Prove to me you're not a robot. I do remember you. Welcome back. The way to prove to me you're not a robot, which would be also trading bullets, bullet trader, is what is your original complement, bullet traders? And will you publish 8 web pages before tomorrow? Can you send a text message, LJ, are you retarded? In fact, that's your message when you text me, is Larry, I'm retarded. This is my real name. Right? You can't, I can't put him in timeout because I'm gonna lose. So when I put a person in timeout, it actually really hurts me. But then I get over it because I've juxtaposed pain and pleasure. Super. But then, Samantha, so do you, because you can talk down to the people who are doing better than you, because think about how upset VCs are when they find out that a dude with a $62 venture capital fund is kicking their ass by sitting in lifts, making more millionaires in a Lyft. I even hate Lyft. I use Uber, where I'll make more millionaires sitting in a Lyft than VCs will make with a $300 venture capital fund. Think about how upset they are, because you laughing at a retard who's doing better than you is going to make you go psychotic when they become even more better than you, because you can't map out day 8, which was yesterday, 26 days of OpenAI South by Southwest, to day 68 of hashtag 55 days of OpenAI at SF Super Bowl, to March 22nd, hashtag 23 days of OpenAI at South by Southwest. Fuck is right, dude. I just gave you that same $800 and you're too retarded to listen. Where you're like, oh, I've been looking to see where this stuff is. It's in your future bank account, you dumb doo-doo, okay? You get to be called retarded in the same way that I call my richest friends retarded. What's an example of me telling genius people that they're retarded? Because turns out MIT, after a decade of me telling people at MIT that they just need to do one thing, the Tom Chang engineer to entrepreneur transformation. True story, Larry Chang, entrepreneur in residence at MIT. True story, TCEET. Good job, LJ. There's no AI bubble. Altogether, so many dangling participles, dangling unfinished concepts. No more dangles, no more dinghies, only nuggets. I'm laughing at genius people at MIT. How? By telling people that Tom Chang, the tallest, prettiest of the Chang brothers, fourth generation money, was the poorest of the four brothers. Why? Because he's tall and he's good looking. This is how I knew that my dad knew what he was talking about, where he said, don't just be tall and good looking. I finally understood what he was saying because he is tall, good looking, not retarded. This is what I'm talking about. When you go to MIT, you think that the money just automatically flows. This is the Tom Chang engineer to entrepreneur transformation. This is this video, which is you get called retarded because I got called retarded, but then I made my retarded brain have 88 good focused IQ points. Problem, IQ 150 wants to bring all 150 IQ points to the nuclear war. Hello, nobody wins that nuclear war. Why don't you just do retarded stuff and do simple stuff, which is, can you publish 8 pages for your Solana domain? Can you get $8 better? Oh, but Larry, I want to be a millionaire. Every billionaire passed through 600K. Every billionaire passed through $180 million. Most billionaires are retarded, and then they rewrite history, and now you're fucked because the rich people rewrote history. Is this a Freudian slip? No, I don't care, okay? You can't kidnap me because I'm a billionaire. Why? Because I've come up with every countermeasure to you trying to assassinate me, trying to suck my dick, trying. Whereas, why don't you just watch the YouTube video and just make $2 million? Platinum Rolex for me, not required. Which is number 26, never go full robot. What is full robot? It's where you're getting programmed to suck while you continue to suck, while you spend how many hours on YouTube? I brought a YouTube time waster with me. He's Hecklefish. He works at a company called Y-Files. He sells more shit for VPN or whatever he's selling, more than all of you. In fact, Hecklefish might make more money on YouTube than I do. Web, tell me the hashtags. Don't fluff me as a fluffer. What are the hashtags? What are the hashtags? Because I gave you 3 of them. Never go full robot is where you're getting psychologically operated on. And I'm the only person who's willing to demean myself and bring 2 starfish, like these are my 2 balls, where I'm belittling myself to say hashtag CMM ASFM, which is Select Chang Mining and Management Accounting Software for Mining. I sound like a crazy person when I say this. Number 27, Silicon Valley Gay Mafia. Asking the question, hey, you're lying about your origin story. Stop lying about it. Number 28, programming their lies. Not that everything in the world is bullshit, because it is. which is funny, programming their lies. So when you interrogate by asking questions, you can program their brain to no longer lie. That's the nugget. Selling lies, number 29. Oh my God. So, being able to interrogate, and by the way, this script is amazing because, yikes, that was awesome. Interrogation is both great and bad. Initially, you want to ask empowering questions, and you don't want to do pattern recognition. You want to do pattern repetition, pattern iteration. You don't want to get caught up in the macro, oh, AI is a bubble. You're going to better treat AI like it's a micro task, which is this video, which is running close to 2 hours. This is 10 web pages. It's definitely one web page. When you don't have any web page, I'm gonna be late for church. When you don't have any web page, that's a problem. When you can't email publish one thing to larry@duck9.com or lawrence.chang@gmail, that's a problem because you're not doing number 30. Oh my God, PI. You're pattern recognizing incorrectly and you're not doing enough of pattern replication, pattern iteration. Number 31, oh, say thank you. Seriously, say thank you. The reason you should be saying thank you, not bad, Samantha, not bad. So all those get 3 web pages and you want to check your hashtag work for 23 days of open AI, and then at is AT, and then SXSW. So each one of those hashtags, 3 12 sentences, 3 sets of 12 sentences. You're fucking welcome. You're fucking welcome. That's $800. Why is that $800? Because you're the only person who knows that February 5 and February 6 matter, because nobody else knows what you're talking about. People were willing to pay $800 for you to walk them through, because this is the website, this is the web page. I actually know what Larry Chang is talking about because I had to spend 5 hours. Why don't people love Bitcoin? Because they refuse to do 80 hours worth of deep research. So that's pretending to be busy, pretending to be important, pretending Larry Chang never mentored you. This is what rich people do unless you're a hot blonde, in which case you're like, yeah, Larry totally mentored me, if you know what I mean. Did you say that you had sex with Larry Chang? Larry, let's just say he's a very special man and he mentored me. This makes other men go, oh, if you're that loyal to Larry Chang, I want you to be that promotional of me. That's speed seduction of billionaire. Are you finally understanding that everything I say is both hilarious, true, and genius, right? Just swallow it. Sorry your origin story had to do with swallowing prematurely. Sorry, but you invited me to the Silicon Valley gay mafia and I ran that shit like a heterosexual because I prayed your gay away. Unemployed at negative 15K, now via this video, which is point number 32, you now have 0.6 job at 600K, dare I say $0.6 million. Let me go over number 32 real quick. You came to me unemployed. God, I sound like a certain mentor of mine. You came to me underemployed. You came to me unemployed, you came to me with 15K in debt. I'm not spying on you, okay? You just thought that borrowing 4 easy payments on one burrito via Klarna and Max Levchin or Bill Me Later, usury law, me later by a certain ethnicity who loves to lend money, which is Chinese people. Chinese people were the most American people in America. Chinese people were not the Jews of Asia. I don't know, I think the Jews of Asia are the Jews of Asia. Chinese people. Why can't an American-born Chinese person be a citizen of 2 or 3 United States? If I gotta pay property tax in multiple cities, I should be able to vote in multiple school districts. Is that taxation without representation? Are we gonna use code? Because I met you when you're gig economy. I met you when you were underemployed. I met you when you were not yet a subscriber, never liker, where you never liked her. My pronoun is currently him. You've never liked him. What you're now doing is you're doing the near impossible thing that no YouTube influencer has ever done, which I did for Tom Brady, which is I took him from a, oh my God, you're an asshole, to, oh my God, you're the smartest person I've ever met in Silicon Valley. I need to learn from you because you are living inside my head. Tom Brady the human. I owned him from a shit talk perspective. Why? Different story, current day, which is negative 15K does not magically become 600K. That's what every YouTube influencer is trying to success porn you into, which is you're currently a 0, I'm gonna make you a hero. This is what we're doing. We're being honest that you owe 15K, and I'm laughing because you've not even looked at Duck 9, how do I get rid of my 15K in debt? So you're going from 15K to $0, and then from $0, you're gonna feel like the way that Chris Sacca, top VC, that's not the #1 VC, Chris Sacca said, which is, the richest Larry Chang I've ever felt is when I have enough money for 5 iPhone chargers, which is $0. Basically, I felt rich when I had $0 and 5 iPhone chargers. Remember, before iPhone chargers didn't have an illegal secondary market, an iPhone charger you had to buy from the you had to buy it from the fucking Apple iPhone store, and they're like $50. So if you saw one person with 5 iPhone chargers, you're like, oh my God, are you fucking rich? Because even the richest people would only have like 1, maybe 2. Why 2? Because you feel like an asshole when you go to the Apple iPhone store and you pay $60 for a charger. You feel like an asshole. And then your rich friends who are rich, they're like, you're poor and you're retarded because you have 2 chargers. What'd you do? Go to the iPhone store? And then, oh my God, if you go on a trip and you forget your iPhone charger, now you gotta go buy one if that city even has an Apple iPhone store. So now when you have 2 chargers, you're telling your rich friends, I'm a retard because I went to New York, I didn't have a charger, and I had to spend $80. True story, New York prices are like 30-40% higher, whereas San Francisco, the prices are so high, they're low again because they are trying to double. It's like being so slutty that your STDs cancel themselves, where we're talking about going from unemployed to $0, negative 15K to $0, to now 600K because all of what I said in the past fast talking is a grand or two, because people can't figure out if this is all just social engineering. Oh, it's about to get real, because when I was like, wait, why do you think I'm dumb for having an iPhone charger to lend you? Because that's also what people would say, is they'd be like, hey, can I borrow your iPhone charger? I'm like, yeah, I got an extra. And he'd be like, what? Why do you have an extra? Are you retarded? And thank you. This is why. Brady's got a hot butt because he's hot. This is why. When you carry a 6-prong charger and have 6 iPhone chargers that you bought from the iPhone store, now you look like a psychopath, because you're saying, I know the meme, which is, you're gonna think I'm an idiot. But then you go to Web 2 Summit and you're rocking a 6-prong with 6 iPhone chargers. You might as well just drive 3 Ferraris with 1 steering wheel into the St. Regis. Because driving 1 Ferrari makes you look like a retard. But then having 6 iPhone chargers is going from underemployed to the unofficial iPhone charging station for Silicon Valley executives that all paid $3,000 to attend something called Web 2 Web 2 Summit, which is $3,000. Fuck you, $3,000. Would you spend $3,000 for this video? You would. Fuck. 3,000? What if I got a Baxter? This is Brady. What if I got to bring my dog? Well, we know that you go everywhere with your dog, so he's free. What if I have a +2? Can I get a +2? Yeah, you can have +2. They gotta pay. I'm like, what is it, like $500 for a +1, +2? Each. And there you go. Thank you for literally perfectly interrupting this genius flow with your biggest retarded question that you've in the history ever asked. In fact, I'm gonna screenshot that because that was so dumb. That was literally what every person who's never gonna get rich always asks 100% of the time. Web 2 Summit, $3,000. Each. Because there are people that think, oh, Larry, there must be something that you say, and why are you watching and not liking? There must be something that you say that gets you +17. What's the one thing you say to get you +17? The one thing I do is, if he says 3K each, you buy 17 at 3K as fuck you money. Which is the one thing, Larry, if you had one piece of advice for making a 7-figure, what would that be? This is why you'll never get there. Because I'm on point number 32, and you're hoping for the one thing where you should be 32 for 32. Because what was point number 31? What was point number 29? You don't know, you'll never know, because you're asking low socioeconomic questions. And notice how I selected language incredibly carefully, because I could have easily said my ethnic joke, which is you're asking questions like you are a quad admit. Not a quadriplegic, a quad admit. What's a quad admit? It's number 33, propagation. I can't even, this proves that I have a time machine. Quad admit propagation. What's a quad admit? A dual admit is a special snowflake. Oh my God, so crazy. I got into Stanford Business School and Harvard Business School. Oh my God, so crazy, so crazy. No, it's actually cliche. And what retard applies to a school thinking that they're not going to get in? Because if you would have wanted to go to Harvard, you'd have applied to Harvard. The only reason you applied to both is because you're thinking one of the schools was going to reject you, right? And when you think one of the schools is going to reject you, one of the schools should reject you because you have black and white person confidence where you don't think you should get rejected. So when you apply to two schools in you're a dual admit, that's not special. That's not good because you thought one of the schools was going to say no. And when both schools said yes, that's like, oh, hello, that's your first three-way. It's an accidental three-way. Why is this point number 3 propagation? Because what dual admits don't know is this truth, is that there's such a thing called a quad admit. You see, when you apply to Stanford for business school and you want to go to law school, there is no special inner sanctum. There's no secret society. You gotta apply to the law school and then you gotta apply to the business school. There is not some special, I want to apply to all 4 schools. That's what a quad admit is you got admitted into Harvard Law, you got admitted into Stanford Law, you got admitted into Stanford Business, you got admitted into Harvard Business. That's a quad admit. And the reason that's propagation, thank you. That's a quad admit.